And hello again, YouTube! Very glad to be with you all today. It has been a while since I've done a Dragon's Project video, so I'll try to do my best. First of all, before we get down to business, I would like to thank Xerlasia, I believe that was his name, for the great gift he has made me. What gift, you may ask? What can it possibly be? It is the amazing aleator dragon. Something different, something new, and sadly a German exclusive. But did that stop me? Apparently not. So, the first part of this video is dedicated to him as thanks for his effort in bringing me this awesome new dragon. Many of you have probably seen videos of it, maybe seen it in game. I'm very glad to have it, as it is most definitely different from the others. And even if they should make dragons similar to him, I still believe he will always hold a special place in our hearts. Now then, curtain off. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen, in all of his unique beauty. Very nice design on the wings. Almost an albino-like dragon. And a very beautiful one. However, I do not intend to bore you anymore with this. And surely, seeing one dragon is definitely not enough for one video, now is it? No. There needs to be more. And as such, we shall discuss a few changes to the game, and a few things I may have forgotten to explain in other videos. So, without further ado, the first subject I would wish to have cleared on my list is the extraction of seal powders as well as dragon flutes. I have mentioned in my other videos, dragons can also be summoned, especially ancients, by flutes. Some can only be summoned in this way. I have already explained unidentified flutes must be farmed by your dragons in the lair, just like any other process. Such a process is only available when the guild you belong to has unlocked the specific technology. Now then, some of these flutes come in a sealed form, and you require seal-breaking scale powder, if I'm correct. But where do you find such an item? There are several places to look for. The marketplace being the most known of them all. The white flutes, which can still summon dragons, although weak ones mostly, or uncommon. Or, as you've just noticed just a little bit ago on the chat, by extracting napolite. Napolite is a mineral that can also be farmed with guild technologies. It mostly results in catalysts, napolite fragments, shards and so on, which are used in crafting. However, there is also a very small chance to obtain seal-breaking powder. Now then, the question comes here. Is it worth it or not? Only you guys can decide. However, here are a few recommendations. In Laedis there are foods which you can use to increase the extraction rate, thus giving you a better chance. There are also a few other things, such as the guild technology I have just activated before, or, from what I'm told, certain types of furniture with special abilities. at the moment, these are combining all of the methods above. That is the best way I have found to extract seal breaking powder. However, even then, you can be very unlucky, such as I have been just now. A few other changes that have been made, I don't know for sure if I've mentioned them. But, right now, the only place you can summon dragons is in the Dragon Sanctuary. Before we get to the summoning part, a few generalities about the place. It can be accessed by pressing the green button in the Guild Technologies tab, the one flashing on the screen right now. It can also only be visited by members who have over 150 guild points accumulated, which are done based on daily achievements. Most of the times regarding events, mini bosses, event bosses, or dungeons. For more information on that, please check the achievements tab after you have entered a guild. Now then, for the proper summoning, it is very simple. Merely activate the flute and have a spare dragon slot. And something like this may just happen to you. While ancients aren't always summoned as easily as I will continue to do in this video for a little bit more time, it is a great event when you summon one. And also one in which usually you should borrow the help of others, as ancients can be quite dangerous. And at times, solo players cannot even hope to damage them enough to have a chance at taming them. However, well, I think the video right about now speaks for itself, doesn't it? Also, please notice I have used blue flutes. Blue flutes, while they have a chance at summoning an ancient, give no guarantee whether they will have a certain number of slots for skills or not. Purple ones always summon dragons which will have 10 skills, or at least 10 slots. Whether those slots will be full or not is all up to luck. As you can see, a 9-slot dragon with 1 soul skill from a blue. This is a very rare and fortunate occurrence. Among other things, which I would like to discuss with you, is a few curiosities, which I don't know if they still exist in the game, but I know for sure they did at some point. If anyone remembers or has noticed, at some point in the game, when they transferred the summoning of the flutes to the Dragon Sanctuary, there were still some flutes which could summon outside of the Dragon Sanctuary. I myself have used them to cause a little bit of panic in a few cities, I'll admit. And I was simply curious, are those flutes still somewhere? Because I know I still had mine, even after they stopped dropping from, what do you call them, from the unidentified flutes after extraction. So be on the lookout if you've saved any flutes. Maybe you have something that's already something of a collector's item. Something that may never be possible ever again. Summoning a dragon wherever you please. Also, if the flute is sealed, and it doesn't tell you need to be in the sanctuary, you only need to have sealing powder, and when you open it, you should be able to open it anywhere in the world. And this is me being so amazed by what's happening in front of the screen that even my grammar skills have delivered quite a lot. Nevertheless, it is a welcome challenge. For I too, like many of my guild, aim to have all of the ancients, all of the good dragons, the rare ones. As such, we explore. Another thing I wanted to discuss with you, while I proceed with taming Jade's soul. On the forums, I've recently noticed there is a thread requesting the comeback of the attribute change system, the old one. And to be honest, I would support this thread, because before it was something extremely unique to the game. And I do believe players should have that choice. As such, I will link the respective thread in the description, with where there is also a petition for it. And if there are any players who value the opinion of others, the general opinion, or who simply want the old system back, the fun times, please post about it there. And also vote. There's also a no option, because let's be honest with ourselves, there may actually be people who will like it. But I say we should keep both systems. I intend at some point to begin making a thread about it, or joining one if there is already. But for now, this is all that I know. Likewise, I would very much like to express my desire, so to say, to make something similar to the Dragon Spotlight videos. However, because I don't want everyone to be calling me a copycat or anything, I'll do something a little bit different, a little bit special. In other words, I'll be giving a little pieces, small pieces of secret information about the ancients, their habitat. So, while we congratulate Codaa for getting even closer to his goal of having all the ancients in the game, considering he's down to 3 on the list to hunt, I'd like to say this. A truth which the developers of the game have hidden for a long time. In my other videos, I remember mentioning ancients spawn from a day to up to 5. That is not exactly correct. As such, I would like to begin with what I know is correct. A day in game is about 3 hours of real life. What does this mean? The principle applies both to real life as well as in-game days. So while there are some dragons that, namely ancients, that spawn once every 1 day and so on, there are also dragons that actually spawn once every 3 hours or so, respecting a few other laws, like a certain day or a certain period of the day. Right now in the background you see the run I did on hard mode. What was it called, the dungeon? Cursed Tower. Yes. One of the most hated dungeons ever. Why? The main villain is the last boss, and he eats dragons. We love dragons. Do the math. He is in minus. Now then, yet another thing I wanted to discuss with you. Many times, if you've played the game, even to reach a certain level, you wanted an ancient. We all did. You went out hunting for it. You see him take a weird turn someplace and just disappearing off the map. What the heck happened? Some ancients have secret places they go to. Also, ancients, as far as I am aware, are not restricted by the same imaginary ceiling barrier, which stops players from going too high in the air. As such, they will be at times impossible to track. So without proper knowledge of knowing when they will come back from whatever high mountain they decide to go hiking and exploring, have dinner or whatever, it can be pretty difficult without knowing the route. I will also be covering what I know of the route, its spawning points of each dragon. I will not, however, be giving any timers, so to say, specific hours at which the dragon will appear. Just a few curiosities, something to even the odds, the rarity. For example, you won't be seeing fungal bloom just disappearing anymore when you are so close and you hear the announcement, you hear a roar in the distance. That's just disappointing. Knowing an ancient is near, it just appeared, and it's nowhere to be seen by anyone. Such mysteries I intend to clear with you guys. I hope I'll have your support in this. I will do my best to show you a few other secrets as well, both known and less known. And I hope you will enjoy the videos. I will also intend to show you guys where I captured most of my ancients and what ancients I have along for the occasion. So if I haven't done a video on an ancient, or I've started this too soon and you were watching this video the second I put it up, as it may take some time until I make the videos, it's simply because it's been too little time since my last video, I didn't have time to do it, or I just didn't get that particular ancient. In other news, as you can see in the video, I'm nearing endgame level. The maximum level so far is 80. And I am 72, I believe. Yeah, 72. So I expect in maybe a week or so, maybe less, maybe a little bit more, I'll reach the highest level and farm some good items for my end game, or at least until the new zone appears. I would also like, with the very first opportunity, to include a few videos of the Frontier Wars, as my guild is hell-bent on joining them pretty damn soon. As for with who will be allied and so on, that's confidential. But I'm sure if you're on the other side, I'll say hi before I finish you off. Or who knows, maybe it will be I the one who shall taste defeat. Such is the nature of the Frontier Wars for the islands. One I'll very happily bring to you guys as soon as I participate. In other news, I promise this is getting near the end. For anyone asking, by the way, the dungeon I'm doing here ended in a success. A dangerously close one, but a success. Sadly, the use of fraps has filled up my hard drive, so I wasn't able to show it. But the last piece of news I wish to do is on the different types of builds for certain characters. What I mean by certain types of builds, I mean two very specific builds. the ferocity build, which is the next one I'm going to do. Right now I'm running full dragon affinity in this video. The next build I wish to do on the character to test out is the full ferocity build. After that, I'll return to my original and first build, the full charisma build. Those who have played the game may be scratching their heads when they heard the charisma build. What I say is don't throw it away until you try it the right way, done correctly, when you pretty much have an ancient following you around. Of course, there are some conditions, so to say, but that remains for later. For now, I bid you farewell. I hope this video sparked your interest about a few things, and I hope you will support me in my next endeavor regarding Dragon's Prophet Secrets of the Ancients series. Yeah, that will be the official name. It's accurate enough, and I wish to also play a game with it. If you watch the video, not this one, the next one, the ones that are coming, the Secrets of the Ancients, this is what I ask of you guys. A very simple request. I will also be reminding you at the start of every video then. If by any chance you know all, and I do mean all, of the things I have mentioned in the video, dislike the video. No hate, no guilt, no nothing. Dislike it if you knew absolutely everything. If there was even one thing that caught your interest that you didn't realize or did not know, hit the like button once for that video. I'm quite interested to see the results I will be achieving with this, as the dragon summoning spawning system for ancients is extremely complex, with all the channels and different towers, and I may be stretching it a bit, but I also think there's a random part to it. May only be me, but I strongly believe at least a few dragons have a random spawn timer. What I mean by this I will clarify in the next video. See you next time, guys. Good luck hunting.